Hey everyone, Chris Stoltz coming out today from Warminster, Pennsylvania, and I'm here with Shawn, with Dave, and John, and we're here at Zolocon at the Fuge. It's a massive vintage toy show. Let's go inside and check it out. All right, we're now inside, and of course, this is the actual ball of the centrifuge. That's what it's called, the Fuge. It's a giant centrifuge,
Wait,
and they have...
That's the Centra.
That's the Centra?
And that's the Fuge.
Right, Centra.
Centra.
Fuge. That's how it works here. They got both things, the Centra and the Fuge. They have it all.
I've driven a Centra.
How about a Fuge?
And I'm a Fuge. I'm looking for the one-armed man who killed my wife.
There you go. All right,
Kill my wife.
But there's all kinds of toys here, so let's see what the vendors have to offer. Our first Muppet find of the day isn't even a Muppet. It's Muppet related. It's Yoda. It's the Jedi Master himself. There's a vintage Yoda puppet. That is super, super neat to see. But the same booth also has actual Muppet stuff. They have a Fraggle Rock vintage thermos lunchbox. Check that out. I love Uncle Traveling Matt on the top there. So cool. I had one of these as a kid. I have one in the collection, of course, but if you need a Fraggle Rock lunchbox, this is the place to get one. They also have a bunch of vintage dinosaur figures. Check out Earl and Charlene and Fran and BP Richfield. Those are cool. Still, you know, in their packaging, brand new. Not quite minty, but still in their packaging and super, super neat. Here are some Five Nights at Freddy's figures. These are large action figures, of course, not necessarily based on the Creature Shop film that the Hensons did the creatures for, but, you know, based on the video game itself, but that is so wild. So I'm at my buddy Mark's booth, and of course, he always has the good stuff. He comes prepared for shows like this, and look at this, a Sesame Street Weebles first convertible, still in its package. I don't think I've ever seen these in their package before. You get Ernie in a helicopter, a Cookie Monster in a boat. Wow, that is awesome. I have no idea what he's asking for this, but I'm sure it's pricey, but we will have to ask because that's super, super cool. Mark also has a pretty much mint in the box Sesame Street Oscar the Grouch squeeze bulb pop-up thing where you push it down here and you put the air through it and it'll go make Oscar go. That's awesome. He also has a somewhat mint in the box Muppet Show players, the Fisher-Price Muppet stick puppets. You got Fozzie, Kermit, Miss Piggy, and Rolf down there, and then there's a animal still in the package as well. Let's look at the package. Yeah, it's still super minty. That is just awesome. All right, so we have found a Muppet fan besides myself here at the convention. This is Jill, and she's eyeing up the Muppet Show players and the animal. Hey, look at this amazing Kermit t-shirt she's got on. Let's see the back. She has the Kermit backpack. She even has a whole bunch of the keychain figures here. Is that the whole set? Oh, you got the whole... I just completed my set, so it took me a while to find this Gonzo, so I'm a little jealous you have them all so easily, but I do have them all now, so I'm okay. But that is just awesome. That's so cool to see some Muppet fans representing here, because we gotta show ourselves out. We gotta make sure people know we're here. Over here in this booth, they have a whole bunch of Muppet Pops. They got Dr. Teeth, Manamana, Elmo, the Snow, Fozzie, Gonzo, Animal, Kermit, Miss Piggy, and then over here they have the Barnes & Noble Flocked Big Bird exclusive. That is super cool. Of course, I do have all these in my collection already, but if I didn't, I definitely would be tempted to pick these up. And we ran into rows of Raccoon Con fame, or otherwise known as RetroCon, which of course we've been having booths at for many, many years. It's one of the best vintage toy shows in the area.
All the cool Muppet stuff.
That's right. You know where to find the Muppet stuff? At my booth. At RetroCon.
Raccoon Con.
Or, which is adjacent to
Raccoon Con.
Raccoon Con.
This booth over here has a bunch of lunch boxes. Check out this cool vintage Sesame Street lunchbox. And of course, one of my all-time favorite lunchboxes is the Muppet lunchbox. I wonder which one it is. You know, there's different versions of these. So the back has different characters. There's a Kermit and Fozzie one as well. This, of course, is the animal version. That is super cool. Gotta love when I see vintage Muppet stuff. Here we see figures for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' first live-action film, which, of course, the Henson Creature Shop did the creatures for. You see Leonardo and Donatello there. You've seen a lot of Pokemon cards at the show today that Shawn has completely freaked out about. Here we have some vintage Sesame Street figures. That's a bendable Ernie there. We have the Big Bird action figure. We got a Big Bird as a cowboy PVC figure. See now, Shawn, this is what I gotta catch all of. I gotta catch all these Sesame Street figures. I think I already have that one, but
Gotta catch 'em all. Sesame Street figures.
Here we have one of the Muppet Workshop Make a Monster Happy Meal figures. That's cool. You get one of these or a couple of these in a Happy Meal toy, and you can take different pieces apart and make your own kind of monster. That's neat. There's also a Bert playing the accordion PVC figure over there. Always great to see some of this vintage stuff. They have a whole room of tattoo artists, and one artist here has some drawings of the Labyrinth Knocker, some Gremlins, some all kinds of great 80s characters like Alf, and even baby Dr. Bunsenhundu and baby Beaker from Muppet Babies, and a Fraggle Rock doozer. Check that out. You can have that permanently on your body and get the meeps out of your life forever. That'd be just fantastic. You could be meeping your way through life with a baby Beaker tattoo. We found Brian. We met Brian here. Another fan. Look at this. He's got a Beaker tattoo. We were talking about baby Beaker tattoos downstairs. He actually has an adult regular Beaker tattoo on his leg. That is fantastic.
Thank you, brother.
Wow, that's awesome.
The Muppets.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Mark has restocked his booth, and now he has the Gonzo, Scooter, and Animal Fisher-Price stick puppets. Those are awesome. He also has an unpunched Ernie action figure from Tara Toys. Look at that thing. That is wild. I believe I already have one of these in my collection, but to see it unpunched like that in such great condition is something you don't see very often. This whole set was just amazing. The Cookie Monster, Bert, Ernie, Big Bird, Oscar, and Grover. Fantastic. All right, I'm on the hunt for a couple of these. I think I need to complete my set, but for the most part, I have a whole bunch of them. Amazing. Here's a look inside the pod that actually goes around the centrifuge. That's where the astronaut in training would sit. And he would get spun around this whole gigantic room. Okay, so now I am back here in the MuppetStuff Museum. After we left Zolocon, Dave, Shawn, and I went to Joys and Toys in Hatboro. And in this whole stack of color forms I found this set of Kermit the Frog color forms. And while the box is in not great shape, I'm not sure if it has all its pieces, but Shawn and I are having fun with the color forms nonetheless, because we've made Miss Fozzie Bear, animal with animal legs with Gonzo's body. We got Animal's head with Miss Piggy's body, and Fozzie's head with no body at all, just Kermit's legs. And you said, what, in the swamp here we have hands coming out of the swamp?
And the bushes.
And in the bushes we have Kermit's hands, and the foliage is growing appendages. I love it.
And the foot is coming out of
That is a great hood ornament. That should be Fozzie's foot as a hood ornament. They should actually make that. That'd be fantastic. And no, I didn't pick that up, but I did pick up this Sesame Street Ernie's Opposites learning toy. It's very interesting. There's a spinning wheel of opposites. So it starts, where else? At the beginning. And you scroll up and it says big, and there's a picture of Big Bird. Scroll up a little more, and there's little, with a picture of Little Bird. Full, featuring an image of Cookie Monster with a plate full of cookies. Empty, with an empty plate full of cookies. I wonder where they went. Clean, with a picture of Oscar and a pig. Dirty, with Oscar and a dirty pig. In, featuring an image of Barkley in his doghouse. Out, with Barkley outside his doghouse. Cold, featuring Bert all dressed up in winter attire. And Hot, featuring Bert in old man summer attire. Seriously, why is he in a wife beater and a belt with shorts, and the whole thing just not a good look, Bert. Not a good look. Anyway, Sad features an image of Ernie being sad, while Happy features an image of Ernie being happy. Here's Grover at the top of the stairs and Grover at the bottom of the stairs. Notice there isn't a picture of Robin halfway down the stairs. Here's the Count taking a stroll during the day and dancing at night. Here we have Betty Lou's front and her back. Here we have Hairy Monster lifting up some very heavy weights. And conversely, here he is holding a very light feather. Here is Prairie Dawn jumping over a gymnast horse. And here she is crawling under it. And then we come to the end, which is the opposite of the beginning. Ernie's Opposite's learning machine was released along with 2 other Sesame Street learning machines, Cookie Monster's 1-2-3s and Big Bird's ABCs by Tyco in 1988. I also made a few other stops at some thrift stores in the area, where I found not 1, but 2 brand new and factory sealed copies of Sid the Science Kid DVDs. So here we have Sid the Science Kid, Now That's Using Your Brain, released by In Circle Entertainment in 2014, and Gizmos and Gadgets, which includes a limited edition bonus CD, put out by In Circle Entertainment in 2010. I also picked up another DVD, this one of Jim Henson's Bear in the Big Blue House, A Bear for All Seasons, released by Columbia TriStar in 2003. Bear in the Big Blue House DVDs are fairly hard to find out in the wild, and when you do, they're usually just a mess, just completely scratched and unusable, unplayable, basically just hockey pucks. So when Dave and I find them in thrift stores, we usually just leave them there because they're just useless. But this one was in decent enough condition to pick up. And surprisingly, I didn't already have it in my collection. But my major Muppet pickup for the day was, of course, at Zolocon itself, which was the Sesame Street Weebles pack of Bert and His Convertible, put out by Hasbro in 1982. And while I do already have some Sesame Street Weebles in my collection, including this Bert Weeble, I've never seen them like this packaged with vehicles. Bert's convertible is like Bert himself, rather plain, but it does have one very interesting detail. The license plate features an image of Bert that says Bert, so you know exactly whose car it is. Other sets in the line include Ernie's helicopter, Big Bird's plane, and Cookie Monster's sailboat. So of course, now I'm on the hunt for the rest of the Sesame Street Weeble and vehicle sets. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Please be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time from the MuppetStuff Museum.
Gotta catch 'em all, Sesame Street figures.